Ohine one flower patch say e-block no oba yenye ho hwe. Inti on my education minister up to February say on be hu bibi. It's an say
no minister out to later.
So abre.
And you for ye.
Ghana no ye jaja ye ho ama. Sabi ohu bia be wura Ghana. Na Ghana na ya kwa. Na se nipa na Ghana nipa no Ghana citizen nipa no wonu ayakwa na nipa na obewura Ghana foforo no na wonu na be citizen asesa ne ma na koso Ghana che too much hwe Ghana ni any owo enye problema owo ni dibim na Ghana ni dadi for sasam na meka no ekoso Ghana pa dienti obi be kase dienti na sabi QTV ekase sa Nigeria ni we what me from Nigeria oh abewura Ghana and nam say Akufo-Addo amambo boni Akufo-Addo asuso boni Akufo-Addo sikadie boni ntino obia na chese what deny the business partner what you say enkanya sa enka wo Nigeria ni we tumi ba na otimi wo say wotimi ba je empeso babi anase Ghana baby tawani so na wanye baby anja tawani so say bia eben omampani fie bia eben omampani fie enipa tititi miamia honom na woti manya tumi atuka ablock mantam okwa nyina so mu bia mfaso because of enam sa Akufo-Addo aso so suti no office Akufo-Addo abana da so ana Akufo-Addo wo honum no watima organize some police fo bi eno mo so ena wutwa mo kana police fo so di wachi dwen ena wujimi wo man Ghana mu as a Nigeria president as a Nigeria obetima akọ Nigeria koyesa obetim wo ho pa obetima akọ obi man so akokoyesa akwasasam we Nigeria ni wopetimi akọ Nigeria koyesa akwasasam na Nigeria fajaw what you say no wetima broko no wetima nya wo destiny asan aha Ghana fo mrantie etuo sa kutakuta omo na wudi nkwasesem sa Nigeria ni we kura hwehwe na acha dodo muka se eto abawie ye no hopes na doye be ka se Nigeria businessman bi okrum ho ewo Accra honum Akufo-Addo nipa no emre eto abawie ye no sa Nigeria businessman ne the private jet bi be see airport esisa sika Land Cruiser be me sasa nan gumu e de fly coy emre wonya hinto koduru honum no na chese babia president tukwanya president fa no eho ena data na Akufo-Addo nyamfiri akonya so nti na kasom some days bi na eho babia president fa tukwan no eho no moma papa we kwan abrante we kwan ema abrante ne disika ene niam ne de fa sa area honum sa special place ho ekofuru private jet ne fly coy sese no esese mo ko hyin no babia wo disika no fa ye no wo disika no fly coy no emfa do disika coy a wasaba wo da kogu no krom Nigeria ana wo da kogu kro bi so sa Nigeria ni we Akufo-Addo asuso papa wo so ama papa wo ajimi Akufo-Addo asuso papa wo so ama papa wo ye som enkwa sesam nko a ena papa wo di kira amafo tumi ba na wo hwesa police for kokokye no hwesa de wo sai yere no ho emantam ho yesa adan ho nyina wa kan sika to ne nyina just wa yesa Ghana citizen enka utumi ba na wo yesa kasa wo nyina masa chese wa register bi ase wo chese wo sai register ebi kwa de wo register kura a wodi private ana police for ayi ya omukwa ye hwi wonu atanye tumi Akufo-Addo tamu Akufo-Addo tam ye nyina Akufo-Addo ya Akufo-Addo yawo Akufo-Addo ya ati mama papa wo tumi ama papa we e de sane mo wasisi ni kaso e bod we sa papa we adan Akufo-Addo e say Akufo-Addo ankasa no wabasa obasega no mbaga just wa mo biatu mo bia jimu Ghana so saa adadi na wo se basa
Akufo-Addo tuwa ni tiri ko to se jemu aboa we ka so ma kire mo ma we me se nyo bia de o o kam so bia Akufo-Addo na se ki tuwa na se bombo na se ni na
just say wo dua Akufo-Addo wa wonte na ase wo dua Akufo-Addo wa wonte na ase e date na wo se basa just wo du tumi na ma ndi obia na obia jimu Ghana wotie join news a it is a Ghana for boys na mo guide papa no obi akutatu o mo ka kire as police force kura dia ko mo shutu o mo as a this man date na what's basa Ibrahim ama no mutititi area o amafo tititi ho wotim de utumi block ho nyina wo ya hwan who are you wo no ya hwan me bisa so wo ya hwan
why he has blocked the place. So we ransacked all the boys, picked them up. We requested that since he has blocked, roadblock is a crime.
Right.
The police should take him to the police station. He refused. We're told that anybody who comes up, he will fire a weapon. And so we called for reinforcement. We managed to arrest him, and he's been sent to police regional CID for further interrogation. This same individual, we found him owning a number of vehicles using police sirens. You all know that siren vehicles are not allowed for private individuals in this country.
Right.
He owned a number of pickups with floodlights, sirens, and all of that. He's running a team of security individuals. And you also know that you cannot run a security organization in this country if you are not permitted by the Minister of Interior.
Right.
And then we found in his possession a number of SUVs unregistered, numbering about 20, Escalade vehicles, very expensive, high-class vehicles, and a police motorcade, of which a number plate was not on it. All of these evidences have been given to the police for further interrogation.
So let's start one by one. So first of all, you encountered some men dressed in black holding weapons. Are they state security officials, private individuals?
These guys were not, on our interrogation, are not state officials. They are Benedict Peter's personal security guards.
And they are holding weapons?
These were concealed threats. I have not seen a gun, but they told the officers that if they came in, they were going to fire. And that was what caught our attention. And this was just in close proximity with the Jubilee House. And so we went there, and truly the guys were there, numbering about 60 to 70 of them. I mean, the whole place was flooded by his boys, all dressed in coats, black suit, and white inner shirt, with pickups yielding sirens and floodlights. And that is when our worry became very intensified. And truly we found a number of things, under under park of the building where they park the vehicles, including the motorcade. And I was wondering why a private individual would be this powerful in our country, rubbish our laws, does what they want, render citizens helpless, and actually keep them at rampage. It's unlawful. And so he's been handed over to the police
What about
further interrogation.
What about the men you met holding weapons?
We've ransacked all of them.
So they also arrested as well.
Them. Yes, we ransacked all of them.
Okay.
They were arrested.
So apart from the vehicles you found in the premises, you say he was also keeping certain items. Which other items did you uncover?
Apart from the vehicles in the compound, we found a number of SUVs, sophisticated SUVs, without number plates, unregistered vehicles, and then a police motorcade. So all of these will be investigated by the police. Why a motorcade was parked at that residence, at that garage.
And are you able to tell whether a police officer was involved since you came across a police motorcade?
We did not find a police officer or any regular or official officer in this matter. They were all private young men. His own built-up army of young men. He equipped them with vehicles. The vehicles all have floodlights and sirens. And so that was surprising. And I'm wondering if he runs a private security company. Even if you do, would you have the right to deploy such young men to, block a road, block an entire building at the expense of other Ghanaians and diplomats who live in that particular building, only because the owners or the managers of the residents have not given you keys? And that is all it is, keys. And so we have asked the police to invite the managers or the owners of the residence for investigation to ascertain why we got to this level of disruption.
All right. So you know how many people have been arrested?
A number of them, about 20 of them or 25 of them. Benedict Peters himself and another white man who we found in his room, his apartment. When we got there, we were able to get into the apartment. Okay. All of them have been taken to the regional police.
This Ben Peters, do you know his occupation, what exactly he's doing in Ghana?
Allegedly, this is the man that President Akufo-Addo used to run the COVID deal. You remember the man who ran the office, the COVID infrastructure that everybody was paying to him.
Are you making reference to Frontiers?
That is Benedict Peters, yes, that is Benedict Peters. So a number of these cases are already pending, only for him to, out of impunity, get to this level. And I think that we shouldn't run a country where foreigners take all of us for granted. And you can hold a whole infrastructure of residents to ransom only because you label yourself a big man. This is not Akufo-Addo's regime. This is a new regime where the law will work. Number one, as a private individual, you do not have the right to run an organized police or an organized security group without approval from state security. Also because you are a foreigner. Number two, you do not have the right to run vehicles with sirens and police floodlights on them. Number three, you don't have the right to roadblock, deny access to an apartment when you know that it's a commercial place and it is not the case that you are the only individual living there, but many other people, including diplomats. In fact, the husband of the Spanish ambassador was almost crying. All of them cannot go into their house, and that happened close to 3 hours.
But Mustafa, this clearly falls in the region of a civil matter between occupants of an estate and somebody who claims to also own part of the estate. And I'm wondering why a whole national security will get involved, and then with people like yourself leaving the Jubilee House to get involved. The police could have easily handled this matter.
National security came subsequently. I was there myself. National security came subsequently. Initially, a team of police officers were deployed to the place. When they met the huge number of his bodyguards or his security team, they called for reinforcement. Reinforcement came from Greater Accra. And then Benedict Peter was hiding in one of the apartments. He would never come out. So they had to search for him. And so reinforcement came. By the time national security got there, he was arrested and taken away. So national security would then come and, impound all the vehicles we've seen there and do some investigation also to ascertain whether or not there are documents to it, tax have been paid and all of that. And so to the extent that you have a private matter with other people, it's not enough to roadblock access to other citizens to an apartment. Number two, it is not enough to raise a team or an army of a security team without lawfully being licensed or permitted by the state. You are aware that even in our own country, you cannot run sirens as private individuals.
Right.
So how is it the case that you have all these sirens to the extent of a motorcade in your apartment?